heavily invested specifically on the North Coast. On our residential side, we've got Seaton Estate and Zululami and a number of other smaller estates. And from a tourism perspective, up the North Coast in Manyoni, a game reserve, we've got a couple of smaller private game lodges there. But of course, the big story for us was Club Med, and we're having a chat earlier about when it was finally a go, and now we needed to borrow money. It was shortly after COVID, and we invited the first bank in, and they sat there with their whole team, and what would you like money for? No, for tourism. And he just put his hand in his head. And then he said, how much? So we said, just 2.3 billion, and then he just left. So it didn't start so well. But it is real, it is happening, it's quite amazing. People still ask us the question, is Club Med definitely happening? Well, clearly, they've never been at Tinley Manor, they don't read the news, haven't looked at the internet. But yeah, we're 2 months away now from completion of the beach resort. We hand it over to, then we'll go through a bit of a snagging process. We hand that physically over to Club Med on 1 March. And then on the 4th of July, will be the first guest. So just to give you some headline figures of the beach resort, I know earlier on we were talking about beach and bush. As you know, there is a 80-key bush resort at Mpilo Lodge, or Mpilo Farm, whatever we'd like to call it. And that'll be finished early in the new year, but also to open on 4th of July. And we're also talking about Mkuzi Airport. We've got plans to bring that into play as well, because not all Club Med guests are going to want to drive by coach to. In fact, it's a condition of Club Med that we do offer flights in. But the headline numbers, it's 345 rooms, 66 exclusive villas. It can sleep 1,000 people. It has a conference centre for 500, and about a month ago, we went live with the bookings, and it broke all records for Club Med. Now, this is great news for South Africa, one, but specifically for KwaZulu-Natal. It broke all records of Club Med's launch, and it's currently the 3rd busiest booking or booked lodge in the entire portfolio. So it's for July and August next year. It's sold out, pretty much. So it's unbelievable, and you know, we talk about what globally what the Club Med effect means, and the guys always refer back to Cancun, where there was nothing, and Club Med were bold enough to go to Cancun. They opened up that resort. We'll look at Cancun now. It's a tourism destination that rolls off most people's tongues. But more excitingly for us is approximately 65% of all Club Med's guests will be international. About 60% of that 65% will be from Europe. The balance from North Americas, and then spread amongst the rest of the globe, some from Russia, China, and so on. So in real terms, what does that mean? Well, approximately 450 new international tourists are going to arrive in the Ballito area that previously, every week, that previously didn't even know it probably existed. And that has to have a massive impact for KZN over time. It has to have a massive impact. And you know, we've always been very bold to call out people that have dished KZN. We heavily invested in KZN. And if any of you were at the investment conference, one of our colleagues, Graham O'Connor, got up and he had a lot of positive things or rather to give a positive message about how, as to what Rich Bates said earlier, as to how that narrative about KZN's got to change, but it's going to change because of something like Club Med. So we're very proud to be able to deliver that as a project for this industry. And I just hope that it has real spin-off for everybody in this room and everyone that's part of KZN tourism.
Excellent, thank you very much for that. So as you can see, North Coast, sorry.